I'm Cole, welcome to Rogue Woodworking. I'm going to show you all how to make this really cool, totally custom, adjustable height router sled for flattening slabs, or what I'm doing, which is leveling out some stumps to make tables or whatever you might need to do. Also really great if you don't have a thickness planer at all. This can be, customized to suit your needs for whatever you're doing, whether it's cutting boards, slabs, stumps, pretty much anything you need to get down level, which is, I guess, important. Now, believe it or not, all you're going to really need to make this is some fence pipe and a couple pieces of select hardware that you can go down and get at your big box store. We've got our 90-degree joining piece here. Can't remember what the hell they call this one, but I'll show you how everything goes together here shortly. A little bit of threaded rod, some nuts, and before you know it, you'll have Router Sled. All right, gonna show you guys what we're doing here so far, and got it going pretty good. All right, as you can see, I've decided to switch to this gate hardware through a nice 90-degree bend. Just finished up measuring my diagonals, making sure everything looks square. And again, you can make this to whatever size for your needs, and you can even just cut different length bars for different projects. All right, so this is it, all done. Do my best here to show you what we got. So we've just got the fence bars cut to size, and I'm also using them for the vertical support here. You can see we've got our 90-degree elbow joining them. It's nice because you can adjust the pipe in and out as needed to square things up. And what I did was I drilled this hole out a little bigger than those screws. Took a piece of threaded rod. You could also use a bolt if you wanted, obviously. And what I've done is secured that to that bracket, also a fence part. And using that almost like a bike seat post, tensioning that screw down to get us level and also adjust the height as needed for different size objects and stuff. Right now I've just got some stretchers or cross members, whatever you want to call them, just kind of clamped on there, but it's solid. Now on to the sled part. Took me a bunch of different tries to get something that I was happy with. So this is just some angle iron, nice and heavy, doesn't flex. If you make this too long with these pipes, you're going to run into some flex issues. So I don't know what kind of stuff you'd be flattening that would be bigger than this. Is about 4 by 5. But I ended up I epoxied this onto a slightly larger piece of plastic pipe, and I used hose clamps because I cut a channel out on the bottom so that I would have the ability to take it off if I needed to, but also to allow myself to clamp this down just right, so that I have very little play so that it doesn't get all wonky and diagonal. And just have some pieces of plywood here also epoxied between the angle iron. Very messy, I know, but it slides really well. And you can lube these up. I put just a little bit of like a dry lubricant. I'm sure you could use whatever else you might have on hand, but doesn't need to get wiped down every once in a while. Just all the sawdust and stuff kind of gunks it up. And now for the best part of all this, I managed to get this. This is an ATV or a motorcycle lift. I got this used on Craigslist for about 50 bucks, and it's really great. It has a platform. I added some plywood to it just to make it a nice flat one and give myself a little more surface area. And I can raise this up or lower it very incrementally, which is really great, so then you're not trying to re-level out your framework all the time. And that's about it.
Like
So this is one of the earlier versions that I'd made. You can see that it's too long, so I was getting too much flex in the frame there. It's braced with the cinder blocks, and then I was actually using my plunge router, which was working really well, but it did get gunked up with sawdust and stuff and wasn't moving as smoothly as I would have liked. And you can also see that I have a different mechanism for keeping the spacing on the sled and keeping it on the tracks. The pipes ended up working a lot better. Here's a couple of shots of it in progress and after doing some 120 grit sanding on it so you can get a good idea of how well it's working. This shot in particular really shows off the grain pattern and how nice it was.